It is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you to the 2025 RegTech Africa Conference Awards, a flagship platform for dialogue, innovation, and actionable insights at the intersection of regulation, technology, and financial inclusion in Africa.
RegTech Africa hosted a conference on the 22nd and 23rd of May 2025, themed Unlocking Africa's Cross-Border Payments, Trade and Investment Opportunities through Public-Private Partnerships. The conference united fintech innovators, Nigerian regulatory commissions, investors, policymakers, and industry leaders to explore actionable strategies that will foster growth in Africa's promising economy. The first day kicked off with the CEO of RegTech Africa, Mr. Cyril Okorigwe, setting the tone of the event with his welcome remark, explaining the agenda of the occasion and emphasizing on the theme of the conference.
This conference is a bold step forward, designed to move us from barriers to bridges, from policy to practice, and from innovation islands to connected ecosystems. Over the next 2 days, we will engage in rigorous and forward-thinking discussions across 10 specialized roundtable tracks, bringing together over 70 top leaders, policymakers, innovators, and influencers from around the globe. These sessions are not merely conversations, they are catalysts for the kind of change we need. Practical, scalable, and inclusive.
As the event proceeded, the keynote address was given by Mr. Mohammed Sani Abdullahi, Deputy Governor, Economic Policy Directorate, CBN, represented by Mr. Okpanachi Usman Moses, Director, Statistic Department of CBN, who made emphasis on how crucial a paradigm shift is needed in creating a seamless payment, investment, and trade system in Africa.
Mobile money has demonstrated a transformative impact on the African economy with substantial growth in transactions, facilitating intra-African trade, notably for SMEs, and generating significant economic returns.
The occasion featured keynote presentations from Mr. Richie Emma, representing the private sector's perspective, as well as Mr. Abdulrashid Bawa for the public sector.
So we see that 54 organizations, right, reported experiencing data breach, right, caused by third parties, and 76% of compliance managers still rely on manually scanning regulatory websites, searching for information, searching for updates. Regulation as a whole, compliance as a whole, is very complex because it keeps evolving, it keeps changing. Every single jurisdiction has its own requirements, data protection law, data storage, and all of that. KYC processes. We have to be in line, we have to communicate. The public sector, the private sector must communicate. The battle is won. The winner is also won. And either we will like it or not, I personally want to win. That's why we are offering a solution that can help the private sectors to win, as well as the public sector.
Africa's financial evolution cannot be driven by one sector alone. It must be a collaborative effort that breaks down silos between innovators and regulators, and between governments and entrepreneurs. And to unlock this full potential of digital finance and regional trade, three things must be done. Regulators must become agile architects of inclusive, risk-based frameworks. Innovators must embed compliance and transparency from the outset, not as an afterthought. And governments must invest in national and regional RegTech infrastructure, thereby creating a financial ecosystem where every penny is traceable and every transaction is accountable. I know that people will say that it's a tall order, but I believe with technology, we can do wonders. It is only through this synergy that we can bridge the gap between vision and vigilance, and between opportunity and oversight.
Ambassador Peter Ryan also provided a diplomatic perspective.
Technology is all about your openness and your willingness to work with partners, the education and the readiness of your society to adopt new technologies and to really build world-class collaboration. And Ireland is only a small little place. I just keep repeating that to you. So we don't claim to be the best at anything really, but there's one or two things where we're really, really in an interesting position. And one of them, many of them will surprise you. They surprise me every day. So I'll just give you a couple of them if I may. One is that we're the 6th largest exporter on the planet of financial services. We only have 1% of the population of the European Union. There's 193 countries in the United Nations, and Ireland is number 6 on the planet in exporting financial services.
The conference featured an informative panel session with an array of reputable speakers and roundtable sessions which were able to address how to tackle transaction costs, infrastructure gaps in cross-border payments, combat financial crimes, and protect consumers through a multi-stakeholder approach while building digital trust in a complex technological era. At the end of the event, some of the speakers and attendees present also shared key insights gained from the conference, alongside thoughts on the opportunities that await Africa.
RegTech solutions enabling digital identity across African nations. I mean,
Yes.
that's basically sits at the center of what RegTech is, right? Because digital identity has come to stay as a major means through which you transact, right, or do anything in the digital space. So we say that there's been high proliferation of digitization in the digital world. A lot's happening, and it keeps growing, right? Identification then becomes the means, right, to authenticate and verify, the true identity of the players in the digital space. Because without identity, there's no way you can keep tag of those that are playing in the digital space, right? So, RegTech is that platform, provides that solution, right, that helps in identifying the key players. Are they good actors? Are they bad actors? And how can you, as a solution provider, right, a fintech, for instance, be able to leverage that solution to identify those that are using the platform? How can you, as a regulator, be able to use that solution to identify the stakeholders you are dealing with? How can you, as a financial institution, for instance, use that solution to identify your customers? That's why today, when you go to a bank or any financial to transact, the first thing they ask is your BVN, right? Through your BVN, they are able to tell that, oh, you are the person that actually owns the account. That's identity. Without the BVN, there's no way they will know. Any other person can walk into the bank and claim that they are you, right? So that is how important identification is. And RegTech is really the engine room that powers all of this.
In NDIC, we are part of the financial system, and we're also part of the financial safety net, which means we work together with other financial regulators, in specific terms, the Central Bank of Nigeria, to supervise banks, which is one of our mandates. Our key role is to protect depositors and to protect depositors' funds so that in the event of bank failure, depositors will be reimbursed. Now, as a financial regulator, we do not work in silos. We have to collaborate with financial sector and industry players. So RegTech is all about regulatory technology. It has to do with stabilizing financial systems, making sure that the financial sector is growing and that it is nurtured rather than it being stifled by regulation, but also to make sure that the services they provide are best quality and that customers and consumers are not shortchanged. So the reason why we're here basically is to network with these stakeholders in the financial industry to look at the new things that are going on with regulatory technology. Banking supervision, which is one of our key mandates in NDIC, means that we go and look at the operations of financial institutions that are under our purview to make sure that they're following the regulatory criterias, the prudential guidelines, and so on, to ensure that depositors' funds are protected. So, as you know, in the private sector, in the financial sector, digital financial services has been a huge, influence, and it is so pervasive, and we have benefited from it, but there are also some negative things that have come out of it. So we are here to collaborate, to network, to also promote what we do in NDIC so that we can also make an input into our operations to make sure that we're doing things better. And also, we are a forward looking institution to see how we can also incorporate some of these technologies into our operations.
I think one of the differentiating factors about the fact that we offer a unified compliance solution that literally covers the entire user journey. So from KYC, user verification, analyzing potential risk, to continuous monitoring, which is fraud prevention, transactions monitoring based on advanced AI engine that customers can use to monitor fraud in real time, reporting in real time. So all of that, I believe, sets us apart from the competition, and the system is fully automated, right? Which is very important in our modern day life, right? Because fraud is evolving, and technology should also be in a fast pace, right? So that, I believe, is a differentiating factors if you compare us with other players. Yeah.
Well, we are a one-stop toolkit for compliance for the Nigerian market, and so far we've been solving the problem of simplified compliance, basically. So before we came into the market, they were just expensive toolkits, complex toolkits to integrate, but RegFile is solving that problem at a very affordable cost. So we are like a one-stop toolkit, and we meet the current CBN structure. We meet and we exceed it. So if you're looking for any compliance toolkit, please make sure to reach out to us.